Yeah, and one of the crazy things is instead of putting the focus on profits and productivity, right, which are the engines that drive successful businesses, we've adopted. Somebody sent me a link to Michael Batnick's YouTube channel the other day, where they all they could talk about was protecting the labor class and protecting the worker. And so what people don't realize is, with this focus that the government seems to have taken, Peter, on we must preserve the jobs, we must preserve the worker at all costs, all these other things that are essential in driving a business don't matter. They get thrown by the wayside. So you wind up saving a business, and you wind up, in other words, having an inefficient business that doesn't generate any profit, that is not allocating resources properly, and it's destined for bankruptcy eventually, but you wind up protecting the jobs. Like, what good is that?
Oh, no, it's not good at all. And the jobs are eventually going to be lost, because what you're doing is you're requiring a lot of the conditions of their bailouts are that employees not be fired, that wages not be lowered. But one of the reasons that a lot of these companies are not viable is because their labor costs are too high. They have too many workers relative to the demand. And so in order to survive, they need to reduce their headcount. But if they're forced not to reduce their headcount, then they're never going to be competitive. They're never going to be viable, which means they'll never be profitable on their own. So they're now a permanent ward of the government. The only way they can exist is if they continue to get subsidized by taxpayers. And then once the governments are their only reason that a company survives, then the government starts managing the company. The government starts calling the shots. And the companies are run not for the benefit of the shareholders, but the workers, or some whatever the political agenda is of the politicians. But you get a failed economy. And all of this, pretending that we have a new form of capitalism now, that we have to bail everybody out. Look, we don't have to bail anybody out. We could let every business that's in trouble fail. Nobody has to get a subsidy. Nobody has to get a bailout. We can simply endure it, which is much better than what we're going to have to endure because of the bailout. See, everybody is just thinking about the immediate impact, right? How is it going to make me feel tomorrow? Not what are the long-term benefits, right? It's like a guy who's out of shape and overweight, and you start to tell this guy, look, I've got a plan for you that involves diet and exercise. And all he can think about is, you mean tomorrow morning I got to wake up and I got to exercise before I go to work, and then I can't pig out on junk food at night before I go to bed? That's going to ruin my whole day. I don't want to do that. Right? But if you try to tell the guy, you know what? If you ruin your day and you ruin your week in a few months, I promise you that if you do this, you will be in better shape. You will enjoy your life more. You will have more energy. You will feel better. You'll look better. You'll live longer. You're going to get more sex. You're going to enjoy the sex. You talk about all the benefits that you're going to get if you have a good diet and good exercise. And all they can think about is, but tomorrow's going to suck if I have to get on that treadmill and I have to start eating a salad. So, if we do the right thing economically, it's not going to be good tomorrow. We're all going to have to deal with the reality of how fat we are and how out of shape we are. But what's better, to ignore how fat and out of shape you are and die, of a cardiovascular disease at a young age, or to recognize that you're out of shape, get in shape, and live to 100, and enjoy your life? So that's what I want for this country. I want this country to live long and survive and prosper. I don't want it to collapse into a totalitarian nightmare, but that is the path that we're on, because we're constantly looking for the quick fix, which is to kick the can down the road, to make all the problems worse,
right,
and to make capitalism look bad.
Right.
Because we keep claiming that we have capitalism, and we keep claiming that it's capitalism that's failing, when it's not. It's socialism that we have mixed into capitalism that keeps failing, and that keeps dragging the whole thing down. And then we always want to blame the capitalist part and not the socialist part, and the solution is to increase the amount of socialism and decrease the amount of capitalism, which just keeps making it worse, and we can never get out of this cycle.